Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to another random game of the day. Today we are playing Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis, although it's not just going to be kind of your typical run-through like I usually do for a random game of the day, seeing how far we can get, and also I should note this is actually not me playing right now, this is the demo. It has the shortest title screen ever, and it jumps right into the demo. But yeah, I'm not just going to be doing kind of a normal playthrough, because if you've read the title, you will have realized that we are going to be exploiting debug mode to the maximum ability that we can. And it's really cool because, yeah, the game actually has a debug mode built into it that you can access with a simple button combination on the title screen. So no debug, no Game Shark, no Game Genie, no Action Replay, none of that required. All it requires is a button combination to be entered. Although the first combination that I'm going to enter is up, down, left, right. And that first kind of ring sound indicates that we entered that first code correctly, and that first code is for level select. So you don't need to enter the level select code to enter the debug mode code, but I like to have level select there anyway, just for fun, so that we can kind of use them in combination. And since the title screen is so short, it's gone into the demo once again, so let's quit that. And now let's enter the debug mode sheet, which is up C, down C, left C, right. And unfortunately it didn't work. Up C, down C, left C, right. Okay. So it worked that time, although unfortunately the demo started again before I could, before I could hold A and press start. Because yeah, once you've entered the level select code or the debug code, what you want to do is hold A and press start on the title screen. I'm guessing the code didn't work that first time because the D-pad on the Genesis controller is really weird, and it's like a circle. So if your thumb is off by just a little bit, it will think you're pressing like up left or up right instead of just like straight up. So I don't know, I've never really liked that. But anyway, if you have entered the level select code, pressing A, holding A, and pressing start on the title screen will bring you to the stage select screen where you can select any stage or the final zone or even a special stage, and you can also have a sound test there. At the bottom, if you have not entered the stage select code, holding A and pressing start will start debug mode if you have entered the debug code sheet. Otherwise, like just pressing start will not enter debug mode. Although now that we have entered the stage select screen, we can select any stage we want. And in order to use debug mode with that stage, we have to hold A to start the stage and continue to hold it until Sonic appears. So now, you can tell that we are in debug mode, because if you look at the score at the top there, you can tell it's all messed up, and that is in hexadecimal value to indicate where you are, like where your X and Y position is in the stage. But other than that, nothing really looks different at the moment, right? I mean, you'd expect debug mode to kind of bring up some crazy menu where you can do some stuff, although actually there are a ton of cool things that you can do with this. At the moment, A and the C button do exactly the same thing. Although, because anyone who's played a Sonic game on the Sega Genesis will know that A, B, and C all do the same thing, jump. It's actually kind of really ridiculous that all three buttons had to do the exact same thing. But if we press the B button, Sonic will turn into an object, which is really cool. So now that we've pressed B, we can move all over the place. We can go up high. You can even see those hexadecimal values changing depending on what our X and Y position is. And if we press the C button, we will spawn whatever object it is that we currently look like. So we just spawn some rings there. If you press the B button again, Sonic will return to normal, and A and C will once again act like jump. Although if we press B again, it will turn us into this again. And if we press the A button, we can cycle through a whole bunch of different objects and enemies. Which is really neat. We can, of course, still float around, so you can cheat past everything and do a whole bunch of crazy things. Let's see. A whole bunch of different things here. One thing we have is a checkpoint, and it's really cool because you can place this checkpoint wherever you want. And sometimes it's really weird. Sometimes it will act as if you already got it. Although, if it acts as if you haven't got it, you will actually be able to activate it yourself. And whatever screen you activate it on, you will actually start there if you die. So you pretty much have this checkpoint to use at your own disposal. Although, I mean, there's not really much point of checkpoints, considering in debug mode, you cannot actually die unless you fall down a hole or something else crazy happens to you. Like, if we get hit by an enemy, even if we have no rings, it will not kill us as long as debug mode is active. So this thing here is just a really random glitch. It does absolutely nothing at the moment. Depending on what world you're in, the different things that you have available to use in debug mode will change. And basically different sprites that are like only available in certain worlds will become available. So let's see what else we have. We have that. We have this box here. And if we do that, sometimes it will be a crushed box, although sometimes it won't. Like sometimes it will be like a box you can actually hit, although nothing actually comes out of it. Try it yourself, it's kind of cool. And this, these cheats actually work, and I think just about any remake of the game. So like Sonic Mega Collection, I have done this before, even though like it doesn't have a C button, that is remapped to a different button. So just search Sonic the Hedgehog debug cheat on Google, and you can find the cheat for whatever version of the game it is that you're playing. Let's see what other things we have here. So we have enemies that we can spawn as much as we want. Spawns on the ground down there. We got these guys. Oh yeah, we can spawn as many of these guys as we want. Surprisingly, there's no slowdown. Like maybe this is that blast processing thing that Sega was talking about. If this was like Super Mario World, having 6 enemies on the screen at the same time would completely break everything. But nope. Look, we have like 20 fish guys there. I don't remember their proper name, and it does absolutely nothing. We can spawn a platform. Let's see, if we stand on this, do you get an extra life if you jump on enough enemies in this game? No, it doesn't appear that you do. And unfortunately, points are completely useless since we can't see our score anyway. Let's see what else we do here. We have that. Ooh, we can spawn a rock beside another rock. That's exciting. And we're back to enemies again. We have springs. Let's see, what else we have here that people might find interesting. This wall, I honestly have no idea what's up with this wall. This is not the wall that you can spin dash through like the one I think appears in the second level. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. This ball here does absolutely nothing when you try to spawn it. I think this is supposed to be like Robotnik's ball that he uses in the boss fight. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, spawning that still does absolutely nothing. You cannot hit checkpoints when you are in debug mode, but you can easily just press B to do that. You can also go through floors in debug mode. This, I believe, is supposed to be like the ring at the end of the level, although currently it has glitched graphics and doesn't do anything. But anyway, let's get to the end of the level here. As you will see, since we are moving so fast, we kind of passed the trigger, the correct graphics for the sign do not load. And the level will actually not end until we leave debug mode and return to the ground. So Sonic will do what he normally does and run to the right, although if we take off debug mode again, we can actually come back and control him and get those points for jumping really high at the end of the level. And yeah, everything looks completely broken. Oh well. And if we just stay here, will it move on to the next level? Yes, it will. So as long as like you've activated the sign and then taken off debug mode at least once, what's it called? You will go to the next stage. Let's see. So let's just move on. And there's actually a few other interesting things I should point out about debug mode too. So before we go to the end, let's just pick a random spot like right here. And it's fun to note that if you have debug mode enabled and you press start, there are actually quite a few cool things that you do. So while start is pressed and the game is paused, if you hold B, it activates slow motion mode. So for as long as you are holding B, everything will go in slow motion. You can still move. If you press C, you can still jump. And remember, this is all happening while the game is still on pause. So like just hold B and you can do a whole bunch of crazy things while the game is slowed down. And you let go of B, and the game will stop moving again. If you press A while the game is paused, it will return you to the title screen. So this is pretty cool, so you can just hold A and press start again, and select a new stage without ever having to like get up and press the reset button or getting game over. So then the next thing I want to do is I want to go to stage 3. Don't forget to hold the A button, so that debug mode starts up until we see Sonic here. Hold the B button. Let's just completely cheat through this entire stage. Let's spawn a whole bunch of enemies along the way. The most fun thing to spawn is definitely the jumping fish guy, because it's really funny to kind of just see it like spawn out there. Let's see, this time, if I spawn a checkpoint, will it actually work? Yes, it will. So, some levels, you can actually go below everything, because like the camera, sometimes the level will go pretty low and then other times it will go back up again. And in those levels, there's usually points where you can actually go below where the level is supposed to stop. And in those times, you can actually kill yourself if you turn off debug mode below the screen, although otherwise there's not really any useful point for that. So if we go to the boss, let's have an enemy selected. You notice that as soon as the boss loads up, the graphics for the enemy will actually glitch out since it's now loaded the graphics for the boss battle. And the enemy graphics do not correspond to that, although everything else looks pretty normal here. It's funny, even the spike graphics glitch out, which is weird, because you'd figure that the spikes would be an object, and like the object graphics wouldn't change just from entering a boss battle, but they do. Although some things still look correct, one of them being the checkpoint. So if we hit the checkpoint in the boss area here, it will actually count as like if we hit a checkpoint during the boss battle. So if we go down here and we die now, we should start right where the boss battle was taking place. The only bad side to this is that now Robotnik won't load, so we're actually eternally stuck here. Since the boss battle won't start and the screen will not scroll to the left, and there's really nothing else that we can do except for pressing start, and then pressing A to return us to the title screen. So yeah, there's just a whole bunch of really crazy things that you can do with debug mode. Let's go to a different world. See what kind of crazy things to do. Interesting thing is that Labyrinth Zone actually looks like it originally was supposed to come before Marble Zone. At least the stage select would make you think that anyway. But anyway, it's hold A, and let's start Labyrinth Zone Stage 1. Let's see how badly we can break this with debug mode. So, of course, a whole bunch of different things now available to us since we're in a different world, like the sponge, and a whole bunch of different things. This, I'm actually not 100% sure what this thing is supposed to be. It reminds me of a conveyor belt, although it does not work like one at all. We have a whole bunch of different enemies now that we couldn't choose before. Got random water spraying out from the floor, although it doesn't actually do anything. We have a post, which Sonic will hold on to in the scenes where like the water is rushing really fast. We have a checkpoint, so if we hit this and then we die, let's see if we can die by going right to the bottom, just like that. We should start right where that checkpoint was. There you go, just like that. We also have this, which since the checkpoint's working, it looks like this will work again now. Although if we hit it, interesting enough, it does absolutely nothing, which is kind of funny. So anyway, say you want to play through the game normally, although there's a level you really don't like, you can just completely skip through it with debug mode. Why not go right underneath the level, hold the right, and just go through absolutely everything. And there you go, level complete. Where on earth are we? I don't even know where we are. There we are, we're off to the right there. And there you go, Sonic has passed Act 1 in like record-breaking speed. Let's see, what other kind of things do we have here I didn't really show off? We have the fish guys. Interesting enough, they never actually appear out of water. So it's funny that you can kind of make them do that there. These guys, they will wait for you to come by until they pop out, although since we can spawn them above the ground, you can actually, they kind of wait above. See, these guys, these are the spears that pop out from the sides. That's one of those doors that will open. Let's see, can we do anything cool here with this? If I place that, and then we go back to one of those doors that's supposed to open with the switch. I missed it again. Never know when it's coming up. Let's see, and we go right here. Can we do anything cool if we hit the switch? Actually, no, those are blocks that fall, interesting enough. Although I wonder if there's anything cool you can actually do with that switch. It's like, if you can open up other doors that aren't supposed to open up with the with a different switch. Let's see, you can actually spawn the bubbles down here, right? Never need to worry about running out of air again. As long as you spawn bubbles before it's too late. Where are they? Here they are. Right there. And cheat all over the place. Although it is interesting enough that you can actually die while you're in debug mode from running out of air. If you start if you like go into the object select while you're underwater. Although if you do it while you're above water, you can still go underwater and you won't have any issue. Basically, let's go up here. Turn the debug mode now. I don't think we should have any issues with being underwater. See what other kind of objects do we have. Some really random things that are never really going to matter. Oh, that is what those are. Those are for the rope kind of pulleys. I forgot completely about those. Oh, I did not even mean to get the exit. Whoops. Let's see, where on earth are we now? I have no idea where we are. There we are. Let's see if we can create kind of a funny situation here. Beat the level like that. Completely pointless, although still kind of funny. And then overall, debug mode is just a really fun thing that you can kind of mess around with. Like, obviously, a lot of people have probably beat Sonic 1, so it kind of adds some new life to a game that everyone has probably already beat. These days, if like Sonic 1 had come out, there'd probably be like a DLC. It'd be like, pay $5 to unlock debug mode. And it's really a shame how things like that always seem to get pushed to DLC. Kind of extra features that back in the day would have been just extra little bonus things that you could have found. Interesting little empty area right here. Let's see what kind of cool things we can do here. See how many of these we can spawn. And see, that's what I was talking about. I didn't even mean to go up to the left there, but because the D-pad is a circle, even just the slightest touch to the left makes it go up into the left. So let's see. A whole bunch of spikes. It's interesting. I wonder how many sprites we can get on the screen before we start breaking things. What is the biggest sprite that we have? Actually, that guy, since he even spawns all the spikes around him, he would probably be a good choice. Let's just see how many things we can spawn before it starts to break. No? This seems to be the max, I guess. I cannot spawn any more sprites at the moment. And am I running out of air? That's pretty weird. Wow. That's just awesome seeing how many things you can get to spawn on the screen at once. Yeah, those guys, I couldn't spawn too many of them because their spikes all acted as like other sprites. And also, some of them aren't even appearing. But wow, it takes a lot more sprites to break the game on a Sega Genesis game than it does on a Super Nintendo game where like 6 sprites on the screen at once in some games will break everything. Interesting though. Let's go see the boss battle. Let's see how badly we can break that. Anyone who's played this game will know that the boss battle is actually just kind of a chasing Eggman scene. We kind of have to chase him upwards. And this boss battle is actually a really huge jerk, because there's so many things that can like halt your progress, knock you back down, and the water even rises. So a lot of times, what is it called? You will run out of air before ever actually making it to the top. Well, since we just cheated there, we kind of just cheated our way right to the top. And yeah, completely broken boss battle. Absolutely awesome. They wanted us to run to the right, but no, we're not going to be doing that. Why would you want to? That actually bumped me back up for some reason. Wow. Tons of crazy stuff going on there. Starlight Zone. Let's see. I think we're probably going to skip this one. Let's see what else we can do in other zones. I forget, can you use debug mode in the special stage? Let's find out. Let's hold A. Wow, you actually can. You can completely break the special stage. Interestingly enough, though, there's not actually too much interesting stuff to go do. Although I guess you can cheat right to the emerald. So wow, if you really feel like breaking the game, you can just use debug mode to easily get all 6 Chaos Emeralds. That's right, in the first game there was actually only 6, so that was not a mistake I just made there. And you can keep pressing start, and pressing A, and going back, and every time you do a select special stage from the level select menu, it will be a different stage. So you can easily get all 6 Chaos Emeralds like this, if you want. And then even play through the rest of the game like legitimately. Like if you don't feel like going through the bonus stages legitimately. So they can be quite a pain sometimes. Anyway, the last thing I think we're going to check out is what happens when we use debug mode in the final stages. Even I actually don't remember exactly what happens. So final zone. Let's see what kind of crazy things we can do here. And something went wrong there. I think I let go of it too soon. Retry. You have to hold it like right until Sonic appears. There's like no leniency. There we go. Okay, so now you can see the screen kind of goes down. I mean, we have some really random stuff down here. Can I stand on top of this? Cool. Although the screen will scroll back up, so unfortunately you don't really have any chance to try to do anything down there. If we scroll here otherwise, yeah, unfortunately we cannot regain control of Sonic after he has kind of died in the hole there. We go above the stage. Yes, we can. Let's see, what kind of things can we break up here? Wow, that's actually pretty interesting. So for anyone who doesn't know, the final stage, looks like I have broken absolutely everything. Yes, this is supposed to be this battle where Robotnik, where there's these crushers, and every once in a while Robotnik will be in one of them, and you have to hit him when he comes out. Although if we do this, whoa, okay, so looks like it kind of takes us back to where the game thinks we should be. And whoa, we're just kind of destroying everything. Also, since there are only supposed to be, there's not supposed to be any rings in the final stage. Can we cheat and put rings to help us out? Wow, we actually can. So if the final stage is giving you trouble because you can only get hit once, spawn some rings and use those to help you out. Let's see what else we got here. Luckily, nothing can kill us. So, I mean, yeah, I guess if you have debug mode enabled, it doesn't really matter anyway. Since you already have all of the since you can already take infinite hits. What else can we spawn here? Spawn broken boxes. A whole bunch of whatever the heck these things are. No idea what enemies they're supposed to be. Interestingly enough, that enemy actually still works. Here we have random moving platforms. We have switches, which will do absolutely nothing. What is even going on? Well, these are those platforms that spin, and you can only step on them at certain times. Well, it looks like I have completely broken this battle. Okay. What else we got here? Ooh, okay. That's where you're hiding. Get back up here and fight. Let's see. Okay, I want to know what some of these things are. Can we spawn? I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Looks like I have too many things spawn. Alright. That did hurt him, interestingly enough. Darn it! I kinda got mushed in there. But man, we were really breaking that boss battle. See, there's just so many really weird random things you can do with it. It can help you cheat, or if like you've beat the game enough times, it can just help you have a lot of really random fun. Let's see, let's just spawn some rings. And if we go to the left here, or the right, yeah, so far the battle looks pretty normal. Well, let's see, if I start spawning things, can we break this really bad? Lots of really random enemies. Let's see, what else can I spawn now that it's not as broken as it was before. It was being, man, that was crazy. I think like going way too high on the screen caused things to really break badly. Let's see, what is this? Oh, it's one of those floors that opens and closes. Well, okay, now we're gonna have some issues with breaking. So if I place this here, it's interesting. As soon as the bottom of the screen touches you, you're dead. Almost like if it was made of lava or something like that. Let's see. Whoops! I did not mean to do that at all. Let's see. Final try. This time, let's do it for real. Let's actually beat the boss. Let's see if we can break anything in like the credits or something like that. Nice, we got that. Nothing here is going to kill us anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And how many times do you have to hit him again? Like 8 or something? I don't actually entirely remember. See, lots of random blocks here. Why did you die there? I did not mean to do anything crazy there. Anyway, let's see what happens when we beat the boss. Make everything go slow motion. Maybe that will help us kind of figure out where Robotnik's going to be. Yeah! Fortunately, there's no music or sound effects when you're in slow motion, though. Alright, so it should only be a couple more hits now. Even time is all glitched out. I was going to go through and try to hit him, but it's too quick. Although, actually, let's see. If that's an interesting point. If we are in debug mode, wow, so you can actually still move through everything, even when you're an object. That's interesting. I've never actually really done this before. Okay, so now we can press start, go out of debug mode and hit him? No. Still, it requires a really quick timing in order to hit him correctly. So you can only be a little bit more now. Let's see here. I'm so tempted to try and break it again and kill him before, like go through the floor and kill him that way. But I know it's just going to cause issues. Overall, this boss does take a lot of hits, considering it's really simple. I mean, I remember the first time I ever played this game, I really didn't think this was the final boss, considering just how simple of a final boss it is. Alright, so now, we have to chase Eggman to the right here. I've never really known, is there a difference between killing him here and not killing him? Oh, and? Wow, even in the final running cutscene, you can turn... Wow. This is actually really... What the heck is that supposed to be? Ah, it's like bonus stage object. Come to think of it, I actually didn't really try to place anything in the bonus games. I wonder if you could actually just place the Chaos Emerald. That will be something for everyone else to go and try out. Because I really encourage you to give this a shot. If you have a Sonic the Hedgehog game. Well, look, you can even spawn all the animals. That's so cool. It's an animal party. Because, yeah, that's pretty much what the end of the game is. There's just a whole bunch of animals here. Oh, what's it called? At the end to kind of signify you save them all. Let's see, what kind of crazy other things can we do in debug mode? In the ending, I don't think I've ever actually tried using debug mode in the end. Aw, now it's frozen. Yeah! So yeah, that's debug mode. Unfortunately, we can't do anything in the ending. That would have been really cool. You could have kind of messed up the ending demo by using debug mode. That would have been really cool. Yeah, I really encourage you to try using Sonic debug mode yourself. This is a lot of really fun things you can kind of do with it, which is really neat. And unfortunately, it'd be cool if there was more games that kind of had something like this in it. I'm pretty sure all of the Sonic Genesis games from 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, they all have a debug mode built in. So if you have any of those games, look up the codes for them and give them a shot, because it's a lot of fun just messing around and seeing just how badly you can break the game. I don't know, I've always been one of those people who have always had really fun using cheat codes like that, Game Genie, Game Shark, and just seeing how bad you can kind of mess things up. It's fun for whatever reason. That's kind of a new depth to the game. Even if you think you've mastered everything, try playing it in like broken mode. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, now we're just kind of seeing all of the worlds in review, even though we didn't see half of them. That Starlight Zone there. Next up, I believe, is Scrap Brain Zone. Yep. Never even really saw this zone. Overall, Sonic the Hedgehog 1's a really fun game, and being able to mess around with it in debug mode is a lot of fun too. So, like, even I said, even if you have Sonic Mega Collection, the cheats work in all of the games for that too. So, definitely worth looking up the codes and giving it a shot. In the later games, you had to do like debug. In order to do the debug and level select codes, you usually had to mess around with the sound test mode, which you actually don't have to unlock with a cheat code like Sonic 2. You can easily go into, like, do the level, use sound test mode just by going to options. You don't actually have to unlock it. So, the cheats usually came from that. But anyway, try again, because you still have, like, 4 of the Chaos Emeralds. What the heck. Let's press start. Let's go find out if we can spawn a Chaos Emerald in the bonus game, just for fun. Special stage. Hold A. Let's see. So what exactly can we spawn here? We never really looked. We can spawn rings. I pressed B instead of C to spawn, so I kind of just messed that one up pretty badly. Whoops. It's really weird that you can pause the results screen. Like, why would you want to? Okay, so let's see. So we go here. Okay, so hold A. Okay, so now press B. So, whatever on earth this thing is, whatever that is, a whole bunch of things that look exactly the same. These things just fall. Huh, okay. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe animals of some sort? Spawn as many rings as you want. Although overall, it doesn't look like you can spawn the emerald. But why would you want to? You can easily just cheat there to get it. And yeah, that is Sonic the Hedgehog 1 debug mode. I really hope that everyone enjoyed seeing that. Especially if you had no idea that that existed. It's something really cool that's just always been in the game. And you can try out yourself too, without like needing any kind of extra Game Shark or anything like that. With the cheat that I said. And if you have one of the remakes, or like the collections, just go on the internet, Google, and find out the cheat that corresponds to whatever game you have, because I'm pretty sure you should be able to do it with any game. So yeah, I think that's all we're going to do for today, and hopefully everyone really enjoyed that. So thanks, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you later.